Spring is upon us, and it's time to reflect on the season that was. Plus, we'll get the crystal ball out for a bit of speculation too. This is the Sash, definitely not the official podcast of the Essendon Football Club. I am your host, Rob, here with you, and joining me in studio is Ryan and Joel. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Rob. Good to see you. Good to be back. It's been a while since I've been in the studio.
It's been a hot minute. Been about a month or so. But how are you going? How are you enjoying September?
Yeah, not ideal. I think was happy that the Giants got up and beat Port Power, but the fact that Collingwood and Carlton are still in is, not great.
It's grim.
So grim. All my Carlton mates, they've been next level for the last 3 weeks. I'm like, I just can't wait for this loss to come.
Let's hope it comes, because it's going to be pretty hard.
Still waiting.
It's not, yeah.
About 3 weeks ago, a few of them are, we're going to win the flag. You haven't even won a final yet.
Yeah, they've won 2.
Yeah.
No.
They've won 2. It's
Yeah.
scary.
So,
how you going?
Yeah, feeling good. Well, I'm a bit different. I'm just glad the season's over for Essendon, to be honest. I think that's just making me feel better in general. I don't know. It's a weird thing with Carlton, because as much as I hate them, it's kind of like, in a weird way, it's giving me hope. It's like, if they were that much of a basket case and they can turn it around, like maybe we can do the same thing.
I
That's
like
the only thing.
I like
it.
that way of looking at it. Whereas I'm sitting here going, if they're putting number 17 premiership on them at the end of the season, like I'll be real dark. But I too am happy the Essendon season was over. The last pod we did, I was here, had a bit of a sore throat, left, and then I was sick for 3 weeks. Literally, the Essendon season finished, and my body was just like, I'm just going to fall apart.
Yeah.
And I was looking forward to having a few weeks off. I didn't actually feel like I had a break. And then last week I actually felt like kind of normal. And I was like, all right, I'm actually having a break from it all, because I literally didn't get off the couch for
maybe
almost 2 weeks.
symptoms of withdrawals.
Yeah. Well, the guy works at Essendonitis is what I had. So,
Yeah.
I think a few people have had that in the last couple of weeks.
Maybe you should go over to Arizona for some altitude training. That might help with your post-season sickness. I think,
definitely.
Yeah, I'll take the podcast equipment up a mountain and just talk real loud and see if I can handle it.
Yeah.
Get the lungs up. Yeah. We'll all go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mykonos and then Arizona. I think that's the way the boys are going.
That's Ibiza, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it Mykonos?
Well, I think they're in Mykonos at the moment.
It was Ibiza last year.
Yeah, it was Ibiza last year, but I think that's the way they fly out of Melbourne these days. You got to fly from Melbourne to Mykonos and then to Arizona.
Yeah.
I think that's just what Qantas does now. So that's obviously the direction the players have gone.
Nah, they should be flying Scoot and nothing more, to be honest. They don't deserve anything better. Or on a steamboat or something.
Imagine.
A steamboat. That's good. Let's get into things, boys. We are going to review the season in a little bit more of a controlled manner. We obviously had our final pod of the season after the Collingwood game, where we ranted and raved and bemoaned and got a bit emotional. But here's a time to reflect on the good things and the bad things, and we'll go through it all. And then in part 2, we'll get real nuffy and we'll go through the list and we'll go through trades and we'll get the crystal ball out and talk about all the players we'd love to come on the Sash, who probably won't. But let's start with I think these are the easy ones. We'll get off the top. So we'll start with the player of the season. Don't have to be a Crichton medalist, but someone who you think is your player of the season, your mind. I'll let you take the new ball, Ron. You can kick us off. Who's your player of the season?
Yeah, so I've gone with Kyle Langford.
Yep.
I think player of the season by a mile. I think he shocked us. So influential. We really, when Peter Wright went down at the start of the year, it was like, who's going to kick goals?
Yep.
And even in that first game, he was starting down back, but really flourished into a great one-on-one player, creates great separation, and his leading patterns actually just got better and better throughout the season. So, and look, it's not someone I think any of us would have even had on the top 5.
Sure.
So I just think player of the season, I think he's earned it. He's obviously put a really big preseason in and done a lot of things off the field. And it was crucial. Let's just hope that he can back it up for next year.
Yeah. I had Langford immediately as well. Look, maybe if Rids had kept playing, I feel like it was in really, really good form.
Yeah, he was in good form.
And then he had a couple of injuries that stinted him throughout the year. But yeah, it has to be Langford. Clear.
Yeah, I've gone with Zach. I think the reason why was that I didn't know what he was going to be like as a leader. Like I had hopes, and we all kind of knew from what we'd heard that he's a pretty tough character. But it was the on-field leadership, particularly in those games where he was just like, it was the one we lost to Port Adelaide after the siren.
Yeah.
That game, there was something in him where like
burning.
he was just trying to drag us over the line.
Yep.
And that for me was that like kind of next step up that I didn't think he had. He's a 3-time All-Australian now. Like, there's that's a pretty good list of players in history who've done 3-time, and he's still probably got another 5 years left in him. So 4 and 5 are very possible for him. So I've gone with Zach just because of the leadership stuff.
And I think that's fair. And like in terms of Joel and I's decision to choose Langford, I think if you're going to be picking first player to play in your team, it's probably going to be Zach Meriden. He was obviously rewarded for that, but just coming off how good of a season Langford's was, thought was a good option.
He just kept going. Like there were times like he'd kick a bag against like a crappy team, and then we'd kind of be like, oh, all right, well, nice having a good game, but then he just did it again, and then did it again,
So
and did it again.
accurate as well.
Yeah, it was so assured. It's great to have someone like that in your team.
Yeah, and I guess now we just got to hope that we can get a balance with him and Peter that's better, because I guess probably I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but maybe like the Carlton game was one where they kind of both worked well together and both kicked a few goals. There may have been one or two other ones, but I think more regularly where both of them are contributing, because there are definitely a lot of times where it was just Kyle. Yeah. And there was obviously a couple of times it was probably just Peter. And it's like last year it was all Peter. This year it was all Kyle. Let's try and get both of them working, together to get, a 40-plus goal season, because we've had these years where we've had guys who finished top 10 in the Coleman, top 5 maybe. But like, when was the last time we had 2 guys who were 40 goals, 50 goals plus,
Yeah. So since Lucas and Lloyd probably.
Probably. Yeah. Exactly. It's been a while. All right.
Great.
Next one. Most improved player. Joel?
There was a couple I wrote down, but I'm going to go with Caldwell.
Okay.
I think like he always had a lot of hype, obviously, even when he was at the Giants, and then he came to us and he was injured, and I feel like he was able to string pretty much the whole season together. And there was a couple of games. There was the game we lost. It was against the Saints. I think he kicked one from both pockets, on either side of his body, and it was like
round 2 or 3.
Yeah, he just started really showing some awesome leadership qualities, and I feel like maybe he wasn't the best of the season, but I think from an improvement perspective, he got me really, really excited.
Yeah, definitely.
I went Langford for most improved. Yeah,
and that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I like,
definitely.
And just like he got nominated for the Australian squad. Huge achievement in that. Obviously, most goals at the club. May potentially win the Crichton. If not, he's going to be, probably second.
Yep.
If Zach doesn't
He'd have to
win
be
it.
top 2.
Although it is a strange way that voting system works, as we know. I think he's just taken such a huge step in his career, and has gone from being a guy that we go, oh, he could be all right too. No, he's a very good player now. And it's always when your mates who go for other teams start talking to you about players, you're like, all right, this guy's actually starting to make a pretty big impact.
Yep.
So he's my most improved. About you?
I think Joel and I must have the same notes. So I also wrote down multiple people. So one was Caldwell and the other one was Hobbs. Yep. I think when Parrish and Shill went down at the start of the season, and Setterfield, I think we all thought we were going to be a little bit screwed there and who was going to lift. And I think Hobbs, along with Caldwell, really picked it up. He's got great aggression. I like how he tells his players off as well. He's not afraid to be like, mate, you're meant to be over there or lift. But it's his 30-metre kicking.
Yep.
Really underrated skill in the game. Really crucial, and hopefully he can back that one up as well and get better.
I like it.
Love him.
Did you guys? I had Redmond in my short list of most improved. Do you think he was improved? I think he had a pretty good year.
I don't know.
Or was it because he was good last year too?
Yeah.
He was pretty good last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started really, really strongly. Maybe he played his best game earlier this year.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was improved. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, he got nominated for the All-Australian squad, so that's something.
It's an improvement.
It is definitely an improvement. Definitely an improvement. Best first-year player. First year at the club. I'm not sure if I specified that in the messages that I sent you boys.
This was a hard one.
I'll go and best first-year player at the club. Even though he had a short season, but when he was playing, I thought Will Setterfield's impact was massive.
Yeah, I think it has to be him.
I think he had a really, really good start to the year, and I was genuinely surprised in how good he was for the team.
Yep.
Being that bigger guy around the contest, bringing other guys into the game.
Yep.
like one game they played on the wing was terrible, and we learned our lesson there. Just don't play him there.
That was that was the first Port game.
Yes,
Yep.
that was the first Port game. And then like he really stood up. Got to meet him at Adelaide Airport as well, which was great.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. But yeah, it was so annoying because it was such a little innocuous injury, and then we're like, oh, he's hurt his foot, and then 10 weeks go by. It's like he hasn't played a game. Where's he been?
Yeah.
And it was really looked like it impacted our structure. And then when he came back, was that only maybe the last game of the year or a few games?
Let me double check, but yeah,
But yeah, it just felt like he wasn't able to have that.
no, last game.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah, he
felt-
played. Sorry to cut you off. He played 1-9, and then 24.
Yeah,
Right.
so I was just about to say it felt like he never, was able to get back into it. But obviously, it's a big time away from football.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was mine as well. Yeah.
Yeah. We could have touched on ADJ and Elijah and who else? Sam Wiedemann.
Yeah, what wasn't going to be
I think
weird.
it's
Wasn't going to be old Sammy, unfortunately.
No.
He started all right,
He did start all right,
and
yeah.
then after Dreamtime,
It all,
after halftime at Dreamtime, he just
it all went away.
lost it.
It all disappeared. He lost the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like ADJ, good at
Yep.
times. But as Mert spoke about a lot on the show this season, there were definitely a lot of times where he was struggling with the physicality of AFL football. I
Yep.
think. Like his class, it was his overhead marking that I was really surprised by how good that was. I
Yeah.
didn't expect that.
Particularly early on.
And I was like, all right, there's a player here. There's definitely something to work on. But yeah, hopefully a couple of off seasons in the gym and he'll be able to take those hits a bit better and, win some hard footy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought, before we do move on, Menzies a second-year player, but I mean, he only played half a season the year before.
Get him in.
So it's kind of like the rising star rule, I reckon. Like,
Oh, he probably, I mean, most improved. I mean, we kind of glossed
yeah,
over him.
that's what I had him listed for, most
Yeah.
improved as
Pretty
well
good
as one of
season.
my others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was it second most goals for a Essendon player? I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I think so.
He could have.
You forget that he's that young because he was in mid-season. It's like, oh, he must be in his like late mid-20s or something. He's not.
It was only just that
He's a
draft.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was second. So Langford 51, Menzies 23, Stringer 21. So
There you go.
yeah, definitely up there for most improved. We
Yep.
definitely glossed over that.
Yep.
Awesome year and thoroughly deserves to be going around again next season.
He does.
Which is good to see.
He deserves his trip to Mykonos and he deserves a top bunk
Yeah, he deserves a top bunk.
in the dorm. I
But
imagine.
you prefer top bunk?
Yeah, I'm always worried that if I'm on the bottom, I'm going to get pissed on or something like that.
I never factored that in.
Yeah.
I just don't like waking up the person
Yeah.
underneath. Like if you're getting up and down. I don't know. We'll get back to it.
That's the only reason. Bottom makes sense, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll save.
Backpackers, give us your feedback.
Yeah, we'll save our European backpacking stories for another day, I reckon. Yeah, top and bottom bunk. Seen a lot of things over the years. Biggest disappointment. Doesn't have to necessarily be a player. It can just be something that you were most disappointed by this season. I mean, there are obvious ones like not playing finals and all that kind of shit. But Brian, what are you going with?
Yeah, I think you actually wrote down what I wrote down on my phone, and
Yeah.
and it's just revolving around Zach Reid.
Yeah.
Yours is not getting games into Zach Reid, and it's that, and we've obviously got a big flaw in our back line, and I think we've been talking him up for quite a fair bit of time, Rob. So in my head, I'm just excited to get him to see him play some football. But now with the news that we're hearing about BZT, it's even now like it's more crucial that he should have been playing.
Very crucial.
So fingers crossed to the injury gods. Don't touch him.
Leave him alone. You've had enough time with him, injury gods.
Leave the raid.
Stay away from him.
I want him on the most improved list for next year.
Yeah, we do.
That'd be great.
No, we want him best player. That's what we want.
Yeah.
What are you going with, Joel?
Well, I thought my ones leading up until now were pretty predictable, so I was trying to think quite hard.
Nice.
I picked Paco.
Also on my list
Also
here.
on the notes.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah.
Only 2 on there. Yeah, okay.
I just like he played some good games towards the beginning of the year, and he had some really good pressure, but towards the beginning of the year, I think Mert brought up that stat that he was like our highest average tackler inside 50. So,
Yeah.
but he's someone that we really, really need more from in seasons like this. Like, you really expect him to step up and lead from the front, and I think he just went missing a bit too much, or just couldn't have an impact in the ways that he's had in the past. And
Yeah.
I kind of feel like you've got a lot of people going on this journey now of going to Arizona or doing Taekwondo or whatever it is, and maybe it's just all bullshit.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu, Maybe it's all just bullshit. but-
Taekwondo. Who's doing jiu-jitsu?
So there's a video going
Nick
around.
Martin
So Nick Martin
and,
and Mason Redmond were at some jiu-jitsu thing learning about like grappling and like effective tackling, which I was like, that's really good.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's
feel like I
awesome.
wouldn't want to be doing jiu-jitsu with Redmond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick Martin, I'd take.
Yeah. Redmond would
Or Andy McGrath. I could do jiu-jitsu with him anytime.
Redmond
I'd
would
be taking Nick Cox.
Redmond would absolutely break my neck.
Yeah.
Absolutely break my neck. But yeah, that was really good. Taekwondo is a kicking, striking. I'm not sure if that's what we want. Our guys just like kicking guys in the head. But anyway.
But, so is Paco, let's say he comes into this year with the form that he was having towards the end of the year. Is he a walk-up starter like next year? Or is there like a, maybe he's not, if he can't prove his fitness or something?
He'll play round one.
If he's
fit,
healthy.
If he's
Yeah.
fit, he's playing round one, and then form will tell what happens. But as we've learnt with Brad Scott, senior guys will get the games to begin with, and then when they go 7 games without a goal, then we might drop them.
Please, Paco, no.
Yeah.
Paco's only 29.
29, yeah.
We're the same age.
Last year of the deal.
Yeah.
Last year of the deal.
Oh, so he's going to fucking have a fantastic year. Get on Paco for Coleman.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He'll swim.
What about your biggest disappointment? I think we've got a bit of an injury theme going on.
Yeah,
and-
well, look, I didn't write it down, but I was thinking about it just then. It's probably just the fall away at the end of the year, to be honest, because,
Good one.
we were sitting there with 5 rounds to go in 5th position being like, oh my God, like, top 4 is in reach. A home final is in reach. Like, oh my God, look at all these possibilities. And then we just completely shat the bed and fell apart. And yeah, like we could sort of see it coming when we lost to Geelong and then Sydney. And then we had the easy beat teams who we just beat.
Yep.
And then obviously it completely, the front fell off after that point.
It did. Yeah.
So I think that was my biggest disappointment, is that my hope was up because we were sitting in a very tangible position.
Yep.
And then, it's, 6 weeks goes by and then it changes completely. So
I feel like this is why I've enjoyed the couple of weeks reflection before doing this podcast first, because I would thought it was a wasted year, and then I think it's really kind of helped me. Like, obviously we dropped off, but then, we ran Port pretty much to the end both times we played, and we should have beat Collingwood the first time, beat Carlton, beat the D's, beat the Giants, just lost to Sydney. We didn't beat the Giants the second time we played it.
No.
But, from
we beat them in round 3.
Fair few positives there, actually.
of the finals teams, we held our own a lot, and we did drop off, but that made me think the season was maybe not as bad as it was straight after round 24.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to think that it shows that we're not as far away as, it can feel like we are, particularly in that final few weeks. But it also shows that we have very shallow depth and we need to bolster the squad.
Yeah.
And we'll get into a Nuffy trade chat in a little bit.
Yes.
What are you unsure about? This is more of a broader question. Like, what are you unsure about? What are you thinking about for next year? Just going, I don't know about this. What are you unsure about, Joel?
I'm unsure about Harry Jones.
Yeah.
He was also close to big disappointment in a way based on what we were saying before, but I don't know. I'm just unsure about him. Like, is he going to come on? Is he not? Like, is it time to just move on to other players?
He's another one.
I just have no idea. That's why I'm unsure.
He's another one who's been, cursed by the injury gods, in the same boat as Reid this year.
Yep.
He was very promising in that first year, very promising, and then he's just kind of had these niggles and had these problems. But look, I'd like to think that he's not a waste.
Yep.
I'd like to think he's back and he's playing, he's fit next year, and we definitely will look better with 3 options in the forward line as opposed to 2 as it's been a lot of the time. I understand what you mean about being unsure, but I'm hoping. I'm hoping. What about you?
I'm unsure if Nick Cox will actually flourish into what we thought.
Yeah.
Thinking in those last few games of the season, not sure whether it was because he was playing in the back line, but he just looked so slow. Decision making, even handballing, kicking, just way too slow for the game. Which is a shame because we thought he may be in the answer.
He's another one where I hope again that he has a good preseason, he stays fit, bulks up a little bit more, and then he actually comes in and looks like he's ready for it.
Yeah. I'm also unsure whether he's committed to it as well.
Well, there was an article on the Essendon website about him. He's having a big season. He's not going away. And he's skipping Mykonos and he's going straight to Arizona.
Straight to Sorrento.
Yeah, exactly. He's just on the curls and whatever else he needs to do. I mean, my unsure is I don't know where this guy fits into the I just don't know where he plays.
Yeah.
Whenever I try and sit down and do my best 22, I'm like, is he a defender? Is he a wingman? Maybe throw him forward. Where does this guy play? I just don't know where he fits.
I still don't know why we haven't trialled him as starting forward. Even in a really bizarre spot, forward pocket.
Yeah.
He's so agile, he could play that position.
Yep.
And just be a really good mismatch in the air.
He tackles pretty well. Yeah. For a guy you think his limbs are going to snap every time he touches someone, he tackles very well.
Yeah. He'd probably provide a bit more forward pressure than poor Peter Wright can. I mean, obviously Peter Wright's going to be in the team regardless, but a tall that did a bit of chasing would be good as well.
I'm very unsure about what our backline is going to look like next year. I'm very unsure, particularly now that we know that BZT wants to leave. Obviously, we are linked with some players to come in, but there's a lot of things that we'd want to go right. Otherwise, we could be in a pretty bad situation if we don't get Mackay or don't get someone else that we're linked with, and then suddenly we're rolling in with Zach Reed and Laverty round one. With no one else there. Problem.
I feel like it's a strange move for BZT given Radicale is going there as well. Like, is he going to even get a game when he goes there?
It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he wants to go back to Adelaide, I guess. But
Jonas has retired.
Okay.
And
then Trent McKenzie won't be playing?
I reckon Trent McKenzie's going to get pushed out. I don't think he's that good. Like, O'Leary is obviously number one in the back line there.
I think it's just going to allow him to flourish because he's not going to be taking, the key big back every game.
Yeah. He'll just be flying over the top, punching it. Because he doesn't mark it. It'll just be kind of a patch. All right, let's get back to the
I've got one more unsure.
Go for it.
I'm unsure as to what Brad Scott was doing with Jake Kelly in the second.
Oh, my God.
But I don't even want to talk about it any further than that. Let's go.
I completely buried that in my subconscious thinking about that, and now I'm upset again. Maybe I'll put that in biggest disappointment. All right.
Sorry to bring that up, boys.
Wounds. Favorite game of the year. I'm going to go first. My favorite game of the year was Gather Round on the Hill when we beat Melbourne, mainly just because it was such a party and we won. So that was a sick weekend for me.
Very fair.
I loved it. I had a cracking time, and I'll probably go to Gather Round again next year. If I can swindle it, I'll go.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Carlton for me. I had the best time ever. My cheeks were hurting.
Yeah.
I was smiling that much in the bull ring, and then Mert standing up doing da-da-da-da-da. Halfway through the fourth quarter, it was... Yeah, now just reflecting on it, it's so sad that they're still there. But I don't know how we're in the same year.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
That 24 hours, the replay of that third quarter, I must have watched 4 times.
Yeah, great.
That was mint.
That's good.
Yeah, that was one of the best 10 minutes of footy we played for the year.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was sick. What about you, Joel?
I had Richmond and Duz kicking the goal from the goal square. We were at that game, and that was the first time I'd felt like we'd had a close win, where we'd fought for a long time and got a kick like that, really close. It was fantastic.
And it was, 10 years since we beat Richmond?
Yeah, it's been such a long time.
Yeah, so it was nice to get that monkey off the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to see Richmond down the bottom again. All right, worst game of the year. I'm going to go with the Anzac Day loss just because we should have won. We should have won. If you're up by 30 points at three-quarter time, you should ice the game.
We should have won. We had a young team. No merit.
Should have won.
He shouldn't have got rubbed out.
Should have won.
We should have won.
We should have won.
Yeah.
We were in the prime position to win it. All we needed was one or two people with calm, steady heads, kick another goal, stop their little momentum run.
Yeah.
And instead we just folded.
Does a win like that, do that completely change how the season plays out from a confidence and momentum perspective, do you think? Or is it that too big of a string to draw in that sense? Or
well, I mean, if we had one more win, did we sneak into 8th?
I think
still,
we would have,
regardless of.
I think
if every other result was the same, I think
we would have missed due to percentage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay.
I forgot that it was 75 by the end.
Yeah, 89. we would miss it by 2 points
Oh, there you go.
and
Okay.
20%.
Yeah, 2 points,
Yeah.
20%. It's almost there. Almost there.
That was disappointing though. That game.
Yeah.
I was a little too excited at 3/4 time. I was high fiving everyone.
Dude,
Yeah, same.
dude, there was some bloke. I went to take a piss, and there was some bloke in the toilets, and he started like singing he was giving it to Collingwood supporters, and I just wanted to be like, mate, stop it, stop it, it's not over.
Well, was it 28 or 38?
I think
Don't
it was
pull
low
it up.
30s.
Don't pull it up.
We don't want to know. We don't want to know.
Joel?
Got to go with the GWS game. I have to. Like, it was just so awful. Just that was season on the line. Like,
Nothing. in
show
it.
some fight and nothing. Yeah, that was probably one of the most heartbroken, I reckon, or not even heartbroken, just like flat and despondent. I reckon I've felt after an Essendon loss for years, years and years and years.
Yeah, it was pretty disheartening, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was grim. It was.
I actually turned it off at halftime and I started doing work on a Saturday. That's dead set.
28 points, right? There you go.
Yeah, that's grim.
I was like, I've got so much work to do on Monday. I'm turning this off and I'm going to do some work.
You made the right call.
Yeah.
And then I checked the stats and Jesse Hogan had 35 and 9 goals. So, yeah, wow.
Yeah. I think we played them into form.
Yeah,
We basically, the Essendon form generator.
So we knocked Port out of finals.
Yeah, and St Kilda. we basically beat St Kilda and
Attitude
Port
positive.
because we generated the form for
yeah.
That's
for
unreal.
the Giants. Oh god,
My
that
my
was
worst game for the year, and I'm going to call it worst games of the year, are the Geelong ones.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's almost come to the point where I don't actually want to go to a game until Tom Hawkins retires.
Yeah,
Mm.
true.
Every time we go to a Geelong game, even the start of last year, I think it was, you're like, oh, yep, we're going to be better. And then they kick 48 points in the first quarter every time.
It does feel like that every time.
I feel like a rat in a test where I'm grabbing the donut, I'm getting electrocuted, and I keep going back for it. So until Hawkins is gone, I'm not going to a Geelong game. So
This is not learning your lesson. You're like,
Dangerfield got the first clearance again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, both of those.
Too strong.
I'm just, when I saw like their delistings and retirements that were announced, I reckon there's like 5 or 6 blokes that we need to add to that list. So, there's just there's so many of them. It's like, they're still playing, still smashing us. Yeah, tough times. One off the fly.
Yep.
Just give me just a positive for the year. Something that you're like, that was good, and that's going to be good for us next year.
A highlight or
Just a positive.
something
Just a positive. Just give me something positive from the year that you're like, that was a good thing. It's going to be better for us in the future. Just on the
I'll
fly.
go with Brad Scott's clarity of messaging.
Okay, I like that.
I think that was pretty consistent theme through presses and through, even though we had some issues with his selection throughout the year, he was very clear most of the time. And I think obviously with his messaging to the players quite clear as well.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Yeah. What about you?
I think the pressure of tackling and the ferociousness that we weren't able to consistently get, but those glimpses, if we can get it to that next level, it's going to be really good for our future. And we touched on it multiple times throughout the year, but Merritt's pressure around the ball, if we can get everyone to do that, we'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, I like it. I reckon just like a few blokes having 18, 20 game seasons, like Perkins.
Hobbs,
Darren Caldwell. Yeah.
Caldwell's a big one.
Caldwell's a big one. He's had a very injury interrupted career. I don't know. I reckon I said start of last season, I reckon Perkins was going to have a big year, but I reckon he's going to be mint next year.
Yeah.
I reckon he'll be mint. Yeah.
Where is he still going to be predominantly half forward? I think that's probably where he can add the most value for us.
Plays it pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I guess it depends on the game because he played a really good game on Cripps, and he also was okay at times. Well, no, I think he was good against Dawson from the Crows, and then they tried to do it with Dangerfield, and Dangerfield just kind of smashed him. But there were a few of those where he went head to head with some of the serious A grades of the comp, and he was pretty good. So not opposed to him getting there. But yeah, big things to come.
Yes.
Big things to come.
Nice.
All right, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to take a 5-minute break, or you just want to keep flying through this? I don't really mind. What do you guys want to do?
I can keep going.
I can fly.
Yeah. All right, no breaks. No breaks,
do it.
everyone. We're going to fly through.
No breaks.
No breaks. No breaks. All right, part 2. Let's talk about the list and everything that's happening. So BZT has requested he wants to be traded to Port Adelaide Firstly, are you cut? Are you disappointed? How do you feel, Ryan? Is he a dog now?
He's not a dog. I'm not overly disappointed purely on the basis we haven't really got that much out of him yet. I think the most disappointment is the fact of the amount of time we've spent putting into him and improving him, because I felt like he's got himself into a pretty good position at the moment. And I'm potentially, next year he could be a really good player. Still think he's not that number one defender. He's probably that number two, and moving to Port Adelaide will potentially help that, as we were talking about with Alir. It's disappointing, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it, I don't think.
Yeah. What about you, Joel?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Like, the stat about how many contests that he's lost, and he's pretty down that edge. And we didn't give him a lot of chop outs realistically. So part of that isn't just on him.
Yeah, correct.
But I think I would be less disappointed if we had other options in the back line. That's kind of what worries me the most. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But maybe, for him, we can bring someone in that's also a B grader to replace that, as opposed to, we're missing another genuine A grader, which we aren't.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Look, we're not losing one of the best defenders in the comp. We just don't have anything else. And that's the problem. So pick 66 in the 2018 draft. I'll ask you now, what's he worth? What's a fair trade for Port? So I'll give you some info. So Port's draft hand for this year: pick 37, pick 43, pick 70, pick 88. And then the following players who are uncontracted Port players who are non-free agents. These are guys that they could just trade straight away. Bryn Teakle, Hugh Jackson, Orazio Fantasia, Quinton Narkle, and Sam Hayes. I reckon we'll put a line through Orazio and Quinton Narkle.
I don't know any of those blokes.
Yeah. Hayes and Teakle are ruckman, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I do know Sam Hayes.
Is he Lewis Hayes' brother?
No.
Someone said that online. I'm like, is that right?
No, I don't
think
think
it
so.
is.
No, I think, Sam Hayes was from the Cam Rayner draft. So I think he was a late first rounder, ruckman, long blonde hair.
Yep.
Look, I reckon BZT, with where he's at in his career, I think he's roughly a second round pick.
Okay.
So whether it's that pick 37 or pick 43, knowing Dodoro, he'll probably ask for Ollie Wines and 37. We'll end up getting 43 in Orazio. Dad said, I reckon that's how it'll play out.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I don't think BZT is worth anything more than a second rounder. Thoughts?
That's what I reckon. Yeah, late second or early third, probably, realistically. That's it.
Yeah, it's not going to be a lot. I'd love us to squeeze something out of it. Someone said Riley Bonner was a player we may potentially do a trade with. I saw that online, but again, don't know.
No.
I don't know. Maybe Dersma. Again, don't know. Probably not someone we need.
No.
I would have loved Georgiades, but he just signed a fat contract, so that won't happen.
Georgiades would have been great.
I liked Mert said in our thread during one of the Port Adelaide games over the last 2 weeks that if Todd Marshall played for Essendon, he would instantly become terrible.
It's true.
I was like, I could say that.
Yeah,
I could say that, but who knows? Maybe him. Look, as long as Port Adelaide keep Kane Corns in Adelaide, then I'm happy with any trade. So we'll just keep him over there. I think that's what we all want.
That's it.
All right. So the following players have re-signed in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, Darcy Parish we all know about. Jai Menzies signed for next year, and as of today, Kane Train Baldwin signed for 2024, which we love to see.
Great news.
So these players are yet to have a contract for next season as I run around the run sheet because it's just playing up with me. So Jaden Hunter doesn't have a contract for next year. Massimo D'Ambrosio, although I understand there is an offer in front of him, that's what people have said. Paddy Voss and Will the Slug Snelling. Who do you think of those players will be dying the sash next year, gents?
Forgot about Jaden Hunter, actually.
Yeah.
You've pulled me back in. So I'm hoping Jaden Hunter will, I think.
Yeah.
A bit stiff. He came down mid-season, played 2 VFL games.
Away,
stress fracture in his back, which everyone in our team seems to have had by now.
Yep.
Yeah. They don't even have to have been in Essendon long to get a stress fracture. It's just like we look for him and we're like, you're about to have a stress fracture. Come on in.
Yeah, we'll just scan that spine.
Ridley
He always looks real shit. Get him in.
Ridley, Cox, Reed, Hunter. I'm sure there's been someone else.
Yeah.
Just add Gumby to the list.
That Gumby. I reckon I'm probably going to get one soon, just from all the Essendon stuff I
Yeah.
do.
Massimo, it's a interesting one actually. I'm assuming potentially he might want to get traded in any of the discussions of anyone that might want to come to our football club. So
Interesting.
potentially he could be used as a sweetener.
Yep.
I feel like he's more likely to stay. I mean, he copped that injury late, which probably stopped him cracking the team. But I feel like
He's probably seeing what's open there. Like if we trade, say, with the North Melbourne, he's probably going to get more of an opportunity there.
True.
So he'd be like, yep, send me down to Arden Street. I'll play
True.
18 games.
For Goldie.
yeah,
Yeah.
for Goldie, yeah, okay.
So,
Paddy Voss,
Paddy Voss, I think we got to keep him.
He won the VFL
Yeah.
best and fairest. Surely,
We've got to keep
You'd hope so.
Voss the boss. We got to keep him.
And Snell, it's a tough one.
I think we need the list space.
We need the space on the list.
Yeah, I just don't think. I mean, he's been a good servant, but like
I feel like we've got a lot of.
we don't have any. We don't need any more of that realistically.
Yeah.
I think it really depends on what we do in the trade window, and we'll talk about the players who are linked there. But I think there's a couple who are earmarked that are sort of small forward, half forward players who, let's be honest, are probably better than Snelling. So if we get them, I think that's him heading back to South Australia.
Yep.
So these players have been delisted. Alistair Lord, Keane McBride, Tip Moody retired, Rhett Montgomery, Anthony Mankara, Andrew Phillips retired. Several journalists have said that James Stewart has been delisted, although officially the club has not said he's been delisted as of yet.
Interesting.
But Cal told me he's run with it, and if Cal said it, then I'm backing it in. And then non-player Josh Marnie is also being leaving the club. Any of those guys who've been cut, you think are a bit stiff, fellas? Or a bit disappointed?
I don't.
Disappointed with Mankara.
Yeah, same.
But I think there's a bit of a personal reason for that one.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been good to put a little bit more time and see that excitement. And no, I think the rest.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mankara would have been cool to see
Yeah.
if he developed as a player, but I mean,
He was so bouncy.
it just is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, we definitely need to trim some fat. All right, let's get enough and talk some trade rumours, boys.
Let's do it.
This is what we've all been waiting for. All right, I'll start with the big fish, Ben Mackay. I mean, thoughts to begin with?
Well,
Do you think he's a good player?
well, I don't know if he's a good player because I've watched him play twice this year, which was against us, and he played really well.
Yeah.
So we're setting ourselves up there.
Yeah.
Look, it's a tough one, and we've spoken about it multiple times this year, but he hasn't played a lot of football. But due to the physical size and how important he would be to our structure now with the news of BZT, I think he's a must-get for our football club. Look, it sounded like it was only us that was going to be getting him, and then I think Hawthorn and Sydney have sort of snuck in on the back end there, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's something of a tactic from his manager.
I think it's us and Hawthorn. It sounds like he wants to stay in Victoria. So I
Yeah,
think it's us
okay.
and Hawthorn who are in the race.
So, with my time doing a little bit of AFL plan management and working in this time of the off season, I wouldn't be surprised if that's his manager just saying. So we would have lowballed him in with let's say a $600,000 offer. He knows that he can probably get around that $750 to $800 out of us. So then,
wouldn't you love a $600,000 offer? What a lowball that is!
Yeah. So then makes a phone call to Sydney.
Anyone want to offer me $600,000 right now?
65 games he's played or something like that.
Yeah. So his manager's probably called up Tom Harley and said,
What a time
put
to
an
be a
offer
kid
there,
for
and then Hawthorn have put one in. So I'm of the opinion that he would still prefer to come join our football club. It's just whether
childhood Dons fan.
Yeah.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Him and
there
Harry.
you go.
Yep.
Does it give us more of a chance of getting Harry if we want Harry down the line?
Maybe
If you think putting Harry in an Essendon jumper is going to fix his kicking, it's going to do the complete opposite. That is the last thing.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
The poor guy would be playing VFL twos.
Look, I think it's just hard to justify $800,000. That's the hardest thing for me to get around,
this
even
is
though we
it.
need him.
it's this. This
It's
is it.
so hard.
But if we can front end it,
So for all the listeners, I'm doing the money fingers right now.
Yeah.
This is the big concern. Like
Yeah.
he's obviously a free agent, but they're talking about like a 6-year, $5+ million deal, $4+ million deal, whatever it is. It's a lot of cash.
Played 65 games or something.
It's
like
a lot of cash.
It's 25.
and then there's that other argument that we've got Zach Reed sitting there as well. So
Who hasn't played it?
And-
Played 8 games.
and
Oh my god!
and-
Already stressed.
and Lewis Hayes. So
We should have taken the break.
I came into this show be like, this will be so calm and relaxed. Like I don't have anything to be stressed about. Now I'm stressing
So,
about key defenders.
how much would you pay him?
I think 700 is reasonable.
I think that's fair, but in the market and in the position we're in, we're going to get shafted. It's
Yeah, we're not gonna be
850.
paying
I don't
that.
even think
Yeah.
700's fair, but I think we'll get shafted to around 750. I genuinely think he's probably worth around 550 in
Yeah.
terms of it's all just so much potential, right?
Yeah.
And this is the thing. The second, like, look, I don't know we don't know what discussions they've had behind closed doors, but the second that BZT announced that he was leaving, extra 50 just went on that deal.
Oh,
extra
yeah.
100 on that deal. Like
Absolutely.
Mackay management would be like, I mean, I don't know who manages Ben Mackay. Is
Yeah,
it
I
the
don't-
same person as BZT? Because they'd be like, brilliant. We're just going to
Probably is.
Yeah.
No, you never know.
let's find out.
But I think we need him.
Yep.
It's a must.
There's who else is out there? There's Doty who's still on the market, but he's got like another 6 months.
Yeah,
or,
but he's just come off his
2
second
Ricos,
ACL.
yeah.
So
I liked him. He was a good defender.
Adam Ramanauskas is his.
Rama,
Come on,
Yeah.
Rama.
chop us out.
All right.
Come on, mate.
Yeah.
they don't chop us out. Bloody Scotty Lucas had a dig at us about the Darcy
Yeah,
Parish
that's true.
thing, So
Yeah, that's right. Who is his?
Is there any other defenders that are out there? Why weren't we
So
interested in
that's-
Radaglia? Like, why didn't that happen? Did we just knew he was gone?
I think he just must have just said it earlier. Like, surely they've had a
Yeah.
conversation.
I think Port
Yeah.
have been in his ear all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely there was a conversation there.
Who knows? There might be someone that will pop up and request a
Yeah.
trade whilst
People
That's
talk,
they're
contracted.
contracted.
people are talking about Dougal Howard because he's on the way to St Kilda.
Nah.
He sucks.
I want Tom.
don't-
I want Tom Brass.
Oh, of course
That'd
not
be
Tom
sick.
Barras, but he's not going anywhere.
Why not?
He's just not.
Didn't he sign a deal, or did he?
No,
I thought,
he committed. He's
Ah,
he's
yeah,
like,
okay.
I'm going to stay. I love Perth, and they're like,
And then
Yeah.
he was like, "Hang on, New South Wales doesn't sound."
I'd
too
pay
bad."
him 800,000 way over. I'd pay fucking Ben Mackay.
Of course you would.
800,000.
Yeah.
Of course you
Definitely.
would. Everyone would.
It's a premiership player.
I don't know who BZT's player manager is, but
He probably doesn't have one.
yeah,
Yeah, he's self-managed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's probably Ralph Carr or something.
Let's check his LinkedIn.
Managed by the Zerk Thatcher Trust, I reckon.
Do we want to keep talking about Ben Mackay?
Yeah. I mean, we'll just keep. I don't know. Look, we are now in such a shit position that we are forced into getting someone.
Yep.
And look, I would rather spend an extra 100K or 150, whatever it has to be, than be trading picks right now. The last thing Essendon needs to be doing is trading picks because we're nowhere near a premiership.
Mhm.
And we still need to be topping up the bottom end with guys coming through because we just don't, you
I
know.
agree.
So
Imagine if we popped him forward and just started kicking straight.
oh my god,
Oh
Ben Mackay at one end, Sam Wiedemann at the other, Don's 2024.
Yeah, well, is actually the week.
That's such an Essendon. That's
Yeah.
so
Oh.
Essendon.
Yeah.
That's
Mi-
what's happening.
It's Michael Hurley and Jake Carlisle and
Stop
and Hooker all over again.
Did you just come to upset me tonight? God.
Yeah.
Oh, don't.
Well, the next person on the list upsets me.
okay. Well,
The
so
next two actually upset me.
I'm less. Okay. Well, I'll justify why I think these are good. So the first one is Jade Gresham, and he has not set the world on fire for St Kilda. He has had moments of being quite good, but the problem is that he's for St Kilda. He's an under 6 foot midfielder, which we don't need any more of.
No.
But he used to be a small forward, and that's what his traditional position was when he started. Now he's moved up the ground. Tell me right now, is Jade Gresham better than our small forwards as a small forward?
Look,
I think
would I
he
take
is.
him over Matt Guelphy?
Would you take him over Guelphy and Snelling? Yes.
I'd take him over Snelling.
Depends how much we're paying him compared
Yeah.
to Guelphy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's
I just
mm,
I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
just another player who thinks he's better than what he is. He's inconsistent. Will ask for high money. Will
Yeah.
play 3 really good games a year where he's flashy. You know, has a mint celebration. Then we're like, yeah, how good's Gresham? And then on your
Yeah.
season review, you're like, wow, Gresham had 18 horrible games.
It's kind of the mediocrity that like we're
and
just
it's
so
the,
used to.
It's the
and
most
bringing.
Essendon thing
Yeah.
of all time.
mm,
Yeah.
We don't need him.
yeah. But I think we do need small forwards, though.
Yeah, but you can get small forwards who are actually really good that don't require a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. I know, like, I did a video during the week and last week, and I said 600,000, which was way overs, and I was on a roll and I just said it, but. This guy's like a 400,000
He'd probably get
player.
that, though.
The thing is, he probably will get that
Yeah.
because I think St Kilda want him to stay. But look, I don't know. I look at our small forwards. I look at our lack of goals, and like Menzies kicked 21 goals this season. Like Matt Guelphy's never kicked more than 15 goals in a season.
Oh my god.
Snelling hasn't either. At least this guy's kicked over 30 goals a couple of times in his career.
Yep.
And he's come back from injury and he's kind of been okay, but if he's playing as a small forward, I still think he's better. He's better than the guys we've got, and we have to look to improve. So
I'm not buying into it.
But he's a free agent, no draft picks.
Oh, really?
He's a free agent.
Oh, no.
Still no?
I feel like I'd almost take a Jack Billings over him. Just
No.
no.
Derek's a St Kilda supporter, and he heard Jack Billings and he started scowling, knowing that he could have Marcus Bontempelli playing for St Kilda instead. He has Jack Billings.
Jack Billings,
Oh.
Essendon supporter.
Oh, God.
So, no.
Maybe we'll get both of them for I don't know.
Yeah, to trade out merit and get both of them back or
great.
something.
Yeah, great.
Well done, Dodo.
So, just an overall vote on Gresham? No.
No, probably.
I'm saying yes because I think he's.
It's good. We need that.
I think he's an improvement and he doesn't cross any picks. So
Yep.
that's my thought. Big old Toddy Goldstein.
I don't get it.
So I think the rationale is that Flip is retired.
Mm-hmm.
We need a third ruckman, and I think they would rather go for another experienced ruckman who can also impart a bit of wisdom and knowledge. And there's a 300-game player. This guy's been around for a long time.
I get it, but why would he come to our football club when maybe he can go to a GWS where he can fight for a premiership?
I think it's because he probably knows Brad Scott and will probably offer him a coaching job as well. I think it'll be a 1 year, 1 year as a player and then 2 years as a ruck coach.
I think with Draper and Brian,
we don't want to get another young ruckman. We have to get someone who's mature.
Finally saw that opportunity for Brian to be able to get a consistent go, and I just feel like if we pick up Goldstein, there'll just be that pressure to play him.
And
And
I
look,
hope not. Yeah, I hope he's there as a VFL player.
Goldie's an absolute gun, right?
Mm.
I'm not taking anything away from him, but I just think in terms of what it'll do for the confidence of a player like Brian will probably just be like horrible. Flip retires, Brian re-signs, and then we just go and get Goldstein.
But it's
just be disheartening.
It's either we get an experienced ruckman or we go to the draft. And if we have to play, if Draper gets injured, which could very well happen, we've seen he's been injury prone, and then something happens to Brian, like we're gonna have to play an 18-year-old, and Peter Wright or Wiedemann, at least with someone like this, if you have to bring them in. At least they're not going to just get absolutely destroyed. They're going to be competitive.
Would Brad Scott play him all year, though?
I just don't see
he'll play every game if it's Brad Scott.
I was just going to say, I don't see Goldstein going to a team unless he's playing senior football. What?
He's 36. He's been around enough. He's 35.
He started the team in the year in the twos this year, didn't he? And then he worked his way
But if
in.
I've been playing for a football club for 63 years, the one football
63 years.
And then you wouldn't go over down the road to Essendon just so you could be playing twos where you could be playing twos at the club that you've been in love with your whole life.
But he's looking at the next phase of his career. Like I said,
potentially. Look,
we would offer him a coaching job. That's what we'd be doing.
If he's happy playing in the twos and being a backup in case Brian or Draper get injured,
yes,
sign him out.
Definitely. But is he though? That's the question.
That's the question.
That is the question. That is definitely the question. All right, the next one on the list. James Jordan. And actually, I'll throw in James Harms as well because they're both potential on the table for
no and no.
The Doys.
Yeah. I don't know.
No for either.
Well, look, James Jordan.
He could walk down the street. No, I'd have no idea.
I would take Jordan over Harms.
Yeah,
because Jordan can play on the wing.
I'd take Jordan over Harms. He's 187 centimeters. I looked at this earlier, which is big for us.
Bit of research.
Maybe was this only his second year, or is it his third year? Maybe, or
he's 2018. He was drafted.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's been a few years.
Did he play in their grand final?
Yep,
but he's had some good. He's had some good games as well. I just don't know if we need him.
He was very good in that premiership year.
Yeah,
I think.
What position does he play? I don't know him that well.
He's
He's like a midfielder.
Yeah, like he can midfielder or wing. Like so, he came in after Brayshaw got injured,
But
on the weekend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
But if we're talking about depth, he probably is a good depth player, realistically. Like if we're trying to build depth, then bringing in
potentially, I'm open to the idea of it. I just don't know enough about him, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
in terms of harms,
no,
No, not Holmes.
yeah, we just don't need more.
I just think he's
More
just
players
another.
like him.
He's just another inside mid. I
Yeah.
think, which is not something we need. Hold on, let me double check. Is James Jordan contracted or is he a free agent? Let's have a look.
I feel like he was pretty good at in AFL fantasy when he was first about James Jordan. I feel like he got a decent amount of touches
Yeah,
early on, a bit scrappy.
Racked it up.
is he related to Michael?
Yes. No.
Yeah, it's his dad.
LeBron.
LeBron.
James.
LeBron James Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I never picked that up.
Okay, hold on. Melbourne player contracts. Let's have a look. No, what is this website doing? Anyway, talk amongst yourselves, boys.
Everything Melbourne has shut down for the week.
Everything Melbourne. Oh my god, is that not the greatest choke you've ever seen?
Oh yeah.
I don't ever want to talk about
That was hard to watch.
Yeah.
and I don't go for that team. That was
Yeah.
hard to watch.
it.
Oh, they are just. Oh,
Is their window closing as well? Like, is that
I
what's
reckon it
happening?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon a lot
Yeah, I
rides on
think so.
Gawn.
Yep.
I think a lot does. I think Gawn is a generational talent,
Mm.
and the difference between them with him, without him, different. We beat them without Gawn.
Yep.
That tells you something,
Yep.
So, yeah, I think their window's closing with May and Gawn going, unless they were to immediately replace them with players just as good. I think it's closing.
May's still good though.
Yeah. So James Jordan.
Mm.
James Jordan is an unrestricted free agent this year.
Okay.
No contract. Good depth player.
Yeah, good depth player. Maybe that's the thinking. Maybe we do need players just for depth.
But
we do need depth.
But we go again. So I'm asking the same question. He wants to leave Melbourne due to the fact that he's not playing much senior football.
Do you reckon he'll get to the
Who would
team?
be competing? He'd be competing with Duz, maybe.
Does
Durham.
Nick Martin
Durham, Martin.
I like Duz.
potentially?
So do
yeah,
I.
yeah.
So do
that's
I.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying is he might not be getting a game.
Mm.
But you want to have people fighting for spots. We don't like. This is the thing. All year we've been like, there are wingers, and then there's no one.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you kind of want
So
options.
I'd say yes,
yes.
to him?
Yeah.
and then a no to Harms.
Are you the same?
Yep.
All right, I think we're all in agreement. Yes to Jordan, no to Harms.
Mhm.
The next one is a young fella by the name of Kai Lohman,
Yep.
who plays for the Brisbane Lions,
Get him in.
who people would go, who is that? Because he's barely played for them. But he was a pick.
Pick 20 about 2 years ago.
There you go. Wears number 1 for them,
Mm-hmm.
which is always a good sign if you're wearing
And
number
his
1.
name's Kai, so probably pretty cool.
It's probably pretty.
We have Kai and a couple of Jais as well.
Guys and Jais.
Nice. Kai Tuan Jai Do.
Yeah, so his AFL stats, not good, but the
Bring him
AFL
in.
stats, pretty mint.
We like that.
So this season in the VFL, hold on,
They were the best team in the VFL,
I
were
think,
they?
I think Gold Coast were, but they were definitely one of the good
Oh,
ones.
he was. Yeah, sorry. I keep thinking he's Gold Coast.
Hold on, VFL 2033.
I like the next one on this list, by the way, as a precursor while we do this one. I was thinking this, and I was like,
Oh,
this
you-
could be perfect.
Are
for
you
us.
all in on that?
Yeah, yeah. But we'll cover this one first. I was just buying some time for Rob.
Oh, no, here we go. Oh, here we go. Okay. So where are we? 2023. All right. So yeah, kicks bags. Like he kicked 7 against Coburg, who were the worst team. He kicked 3 against us. Kicked 4 against Willie. Like he's kicking goals in almost all these games, bar one.
I reckon we get him.
So except for one game in the VFL, he kicked a goal. And look, we do need small forwards. Tipper's gone. We just delisted Minkara. And yeah, Guelphy's never kicked more than 15 goals in a season. So why not?
Yep.
He's a Ballarat boy.
Yep.
So country boy.
Yep.
First round draft pick. Only 2 years ago.
He is contracted though. Is that?
He would have to trade for
He
him.
would be at the end of his first contract right now, I believe, unless he did sign one and now he just wants out.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look for Mr. Kai Lohman. Yes, so no contract, but he's not an agent, so we would be having a trade. But I don't know. I feel like
We missed out on Bobby Hill and
we did
look
miss
what
out
he
on-
turned into.
Mm.
we did miss out on
Yeah.
Bobby Hill, which was very disappointing. Didn't I think Is there another father-son for the Lions coming next season?
Yeah.
Have they got another one of the
they got it.
Ashcrofts?
Yeah, they got another one.
So I think.
Or it might be the one after.
Oh, well, anyway. So I think they may be looking to start piling up some picks.
Yeah, probably.
So maybe the Snake can do a future fourth, which is the equivalent of a free transfer basically these days in the AFL. So yeah, why not?
Worth it.
Why not?
For sure.
Get him in.
Absolutely.
Get him in. All right, Joel, you can read the next one, seeing as you're so keen on him.
So we spoke about this probably a few times during the year, but I think one thing that Brisbane have done, which has really helped set their tone, one thing that GWS did well when they first started, and Gold Coast didn't do well because of the type of senior players they picked, was bring in senior experience.
And we tried to do it once and we failed.
And just have that give a calm and cool head to the people that are in the team. And so I think Travis Boak is a good option for Essendon from a leadership and a training standards perspective. He's well known as like almost the best trainer in the AFL, incredibly well looks after his body. So like I think he's a really, really good option if he's likely not going to be offered a contract at Port just for seniority and experience.
I just want to make a quick correction. I said McWelby's never kicked more than 15 goals. He kicked 17. So I just want to clarify that.
Well, that changes everything.
That changes everything.
We've got to go back to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it. Like I think he's from Geelong or down that way.
Yep.
So, and look, he definitely fits the profile as a Geelong player. But yeah, I guess it really depends from him. What does he want to get out of it? Does he want to have a dip at success? Which, I mean, you could argue that Geelong maybe their window's closed as well. Or is he, looking forward to the future and wants to stay in footy and be in coaching, and we can offer him one of those, player coach sort of type roles where he may move into a coaching role potentially.
We do lack a lot of leadership.
Or does he just hate Essendon? That could happen too.
He could. He was a really, really good leader at that footy club. He was a great leader and a really, really good footy player.
Great footy player.
So good.
So yeah, I think it's a really good thing to do. And I really think Luke Hodge and Birchall going up to Brizzy really changed them. And I think we could use that, particularly if we are trying to have this preseason of everyone's training hard and doing all these different things and they're not having big holidays. And, I think that support for Merritt to have just one more big senior head in the room, I think it's a really good option.
You've sold me on it. Well done.
Good. I've been thinking about it a lot.
Yep.
Well, we asked this question, I remember during the year, and we were like, but who's available like that? And then Boak's kind of popped up.
Yeah.
I was thinking no, but we really do lack it. We've got such a young list. It's crazy. I think we've only got one player with a child at the football club.
No, two now.
Oh,
Shill has a kid.
Shill, yep.
And full Flip did.
Yeah, Flip did. But
Paco's got 20 plus, I think.
Yeah.
So
and he's a month younger than me. It's impressive.
Hey, that does what he needs to do.
But yeah, I think it would be good actually to get him in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm 50-50. I guess depends. I think it depends how we go with our other acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we get a lot of those other guys who have been in the system for a while, then we maybe don't need him necessarily. But I think if we, some of those other guys we've spoken about who have been around don't come in, why not? Why not?
Yep.
Just another list clogger. That's all we need. All right. Is there anyone else that I haven't listed there, boys, that you want to discuss?
Oh, to pick up from another team.
I mean, like Lockie Whitfield would be pretty handy if he's around. Toby Graham, what are
Taylor.
they up to?
Sam Taylor, that's a jet.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
He's so good. No, I feel like we're waiting for next year, aren't we? There's a couple of people that come in next year. Is one of the Kings brothers available next year?
Ben King will be
Gold Coast one.
Yeah.
End of 2024 is his next deal. You would think we'll be amongst many clubs who will be throwing him
$1.5 million or
stupid money.
Yeah, maybe we are saving a bit of the kitty for him.
Yeah, team him up with his old friend Peter Wright.
Yeah,
I'm sure they
were. Peter Wright literally got delisted because of it. No.
Peter will be loving that.
Yeah,
I just want to get him because it would mean there'd be so many good just king puns you can make on social media about him. So many good memes that we could make. But yeah, he'll probably go St Kilda or something else. So, anyone else? Anyone you want to go for?
Who's available in the market?
Great question. Couldn't tell you.
I could give you a long list of contracted players I'm interested in.
Yeah, there's a lot actually.
What's going on with
Jeremy Cameron?
Liam Jones?
Liam Jones.
Oh, what about Liam Ryan? I heard that
Flying Ryan.
they were interested in potentially letting him go.
Kicks,
I'd take him.
He
for
would
sure.
be sick.
Yeah,
kicks
definitely.
goals.
Yeah,
Um,
kicks goals.
He flies.
Yeah,
He'd be so fun to watch.
yeah, that'd be good actually.
Yeah, I'd definitely get him. All right, well, I mean, this was going to be our final segment, which is a segment I like to call the scrap pile.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out players who've been delisted from other clubs, and you tell me if they'd play for us.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Whether
before
they
you start,
play?
the answer is yes. To all of
Whether
them.
they'd get a game or whether we want them on the list.
Yeah, maybe we want them, or they'd
Okay.
get a game. Yeah. All right. So some of these are retired players as well. So we'll start with Adelaide. Someone called Fisher McCasey, probably a no.
Nah.
Paul Seedsman.
Nah.
No. Okay. Brisbane, Marcus Adams.
Hmm.
Oh, we need a defender.
Yeah, he's a maybe.
He retired. But
He's so injury prone, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Daniel Rich.
Yeah, he could also fit that mold of
I'd
leader.
take Daniel
yeah,
Rich.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay.
probably would too.
Ed Kerno from Carlton.
No.
No. Okay. All those are Essendon players. We'll skip them. Here's some good ones. Isaac Smith, retired from Geelong.
Oh, I just hate him too much. Nah, can't do it.
Yeah, I think so.
John Segler as a backup ruckman.
Maybe as a backup. Yeah, if we didn't get Goldie, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Here's an interesting one. Sam Menegola, delisted free agent.
Yeah, I probably would.
Oh, I've just got so many of him.
But he's tall, right? Was he?
I think. I don't know.
I feel like
186.
he's my height radar. I just want tall people.
186, 187.
Again, leadership.
189 centimeters, 6'2".
Close
Yeah,
enough.
Leadership, maybe.
Sam Simpson, delisted.
No.
No.
Someone called Oscar Riccardi and Cooper White. Never heard of them. Play for Geelong.
No.
Daniel Lloyd, retired from GWS.
He's still playing, isn't he?
He might still be playing, but it says he's retired. Phil Davis, his back's fucked. But yeah.
Oh, this is so sad.
Another defender. We do
All right,
need
so
another
what's
defender.
Maybe.
what's better for us, an 850,000 McKay or a 200,000 Phil Davis?
Yeah. Wow. I'm not sleeping tonight.
Oh God. Max Lynch, retired from Hawthorn. He had concussion issues, so we'll skip him.
No.
Michael Hibbard, the pig. Do we get him back, even though he's retired?
He was my favourite player.
Yeah.
Get him in.
Someone called Deacon Smith, whose name is spelled Deakyn, which is a interesting spelling. Deacon Smith, delisted from Melbourne. No.
Nah.
Jack Zeeble, retired.
No.
One for you, Joel. Aaron Hall.
No, Aaron Hall.
Ben Cunnington, probably not. Tom Jonas, retired from Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
You probably
Yeah.
lead
If we're not getting Mackay, maybe
Yeah.
we'd have to.
Yeah.
Jason Castagna, retired from Richmond.
Nah.
Jason Castagna.
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Robbie Tarrant, retired from Richmond and North Melbourne.
Every defender.
You're like, oh, mate.
Way past their time.
Well, I'm like defender. He's pretty good looking,
Yeah.
which fits our mold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Defender, and he's hot.
Big pipes.
Here's one that no one will like. Trent Cotchin.
Oh, no. Leadership?
Leadership. Nah.
Nah. If he's only allowed to come back if he brings his Brownlow with him and puts it in the Joe Watson locker.
Yeah.
Jack Rewalt.
No.
No.
And this is, I don't know if for people who are listening, it's purely just because we don't like them.
Yeah. Here are some delisted ones for some Kilda. Jack Bytel, midfielder. I think I know for you, Joel, he's a slightly bigger body.
Yep. Okay, I do like that.
I want to go back to Aaron Hall.
189
What was going on there before? A little inside joke, or you wanted Aaron Hall a while ago?
This is one of Joel's favourites on Supercoach, I think.
Yeah.
Loose ball Aaron Hall.
Yeah, fantasy.
He used to be
It's not Supercoach because his touches were they weren't contested, but fantasy.
AFL fantasy.
Boy,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah.
But he's soft as butter.
Yeah. Get him in. Leo Connolly, delisted from St Kilda. No reaction from Derek, so he's probably not very good. Jack Paris, delisted from Kilda. Oscar Adams, delisted from St Kilda. No. Sydney, Lance Franklin.
Yes, I would take him.
Buddy for a year.
Get him in.
Get him in.
Yeah, I probably would take him, to be honest.
What, on $1 million a year?
For a year.
I'd probably even go to the Geelong game.
Yeah. Paddy McCartan, probably won't be playing again.
Yeah, no.
Tom Hickey, backup ruckman. Again, retired. So,
Nah.
all right, these are some good ones. Shannon Hearn retired from West Coast.
I'd take him.
We need a defender.
Yeah, fuck.
He's one of the
Jeez,
all-time
it's grim at Essendon in the back line.
one of the all-time greatest kicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luke Shuey retired.
Nah, he's
Too small.
he's just done.
Nick Natanui.
I'd take him.
Everyone's got to watch this for your facial expressions. It's great.
Luke Foley delisted from West Coast.
I don't know who that is.
Sam Petrescu-Seaton delisted from West Coast.
Bin him.
Yeah,
Nah.
he'll be beating the meeting this offseason.
Yep. Xavier O'Neill, Connor West, Greg Clark, and Isaiah Winder also delisted from West Coast.
Nah, look, if you're getting the flick from West Coast,
Yeah.
Nah.
No good.
Mm.
unless you're Natanui.
Yeah. Bulldogs. Josh Bruce retired.
Nah, I'll pass on Brucey.
No,
Don't need him.
don't need him. Tim O'Brien delisted. He's played for Hawthorn as well.
Potential.
I think
Can he play back?
The ultimate swingman.
Yeah.
Was he the guy who kicked a goal against us in that first game back from COVID where we lost by a point? Was that him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We up by
Should
40.
have fact-checked it.
Should have fact checked it. This is a great one. I've never heard of him, but it's a great name. Someone called Cody Rack. Should we get Cody Rack in? He's been delisted.
Yeah.
Get him in.
Get
Yeah.
him in.
On the
him,
scrap pile.
Give him the Mackay contract.
Yeah. Just keep the Cody Rack
What's
away
his
from
name?
Mykonos, I reckon.
Cody
Yeah.
Rack.
RAAK.
West Coast should take him.
Yeah. Robbie McComb also delisted from the Bulldogs. Never heard of him.
Nah.
That's a no.
It also actually sounds like coat rack. I know we were thinking of something else.
Coat Rack.
Yeah.
His name's Coat Rack. It's a gun rack. Why have you given me a gun rack? I don't have a gun. Oh, God, good. There we go, fellas. That is the scrap pile, the worst segment
Yeah.
you've ever heard.
There was some scraps there.
Serious.
I mean, look, if you want
We
to
were
keep
feeding on them.
if you want to keep going, I can go through uncontracted players. If you want to keep, I got like 100 here that we could fly through.
Is this a premium show?
No.
Okay, well then.
Let's keep going then.
Let's go.
All right, I'll name ones that I know of.
yeah. Give us
Okay.
that.
All right. So James Ball-Lace from Adelaide. He's played defender a little bit. You guys know him?
I don't know.
No,
I've
no one?
never heard of him. Wow.
All right. McAdam's gone to Melbourne, so
Yep.
forget about him. This guy called Conor McKenna plays for Brisbane. Any good? I don't know. Maybe had a
He's
contract.
played every game.
Has he?
Yeah.
Crazy. Dane Zorko, terrible bloke, but he's had a contract.
I couldn't have him.
Nah, I couldn't do it.
Devon Robertson,
St Kilda? What was he?
Brisbane. We're still in Brisbane. Nakai Cockatoo.
Nah, too injury prone.
What about Reece Matheson, beast mode?
He's Darcy Parish's best mate.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really?
Alright.
That explains it.
All right.
Get him in.
Get him in. Tom Fullerton. Is he the forward?
That's why Darcy Parish isn't an alpha, because he had too much Matheson within his whole time. Like, he never had a chance to express himself. Spread your wings, Darcy. You don't have to deal with the beast anymore.
God, beast mode. Hilarious. All right, Carlton players. This will be interesting.
Nah.
Caleb Marchbank,
Nah.
David Cunningham.
Nah. I'm not taking any of them.
Okay, we'll just skip Carlton then. All right. Collingwood players.
Not taking
Nah.
any of them.
All the good ones are contracted. Like this, you look
Yeah.
at those guys less, they're no good. All right. Freo, Joel Hamley,
Oh,
Is he
defender.
still playing?
Yeah.
Still plays.
He used to play for St Kilda?
No, Doggies.
Bulldogs.
No, he
Oh,
won,
that's
yeah,
it,
won the
yeah.
flag 2016.
Wow.
Maybe.
He's still going.
he'd be like 26 or 27, wouldn't he? No, he wasn't that old.
oh,
Was he?
surely he'd be like 32.
Yeah, must be.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Must be. I just realised I did actually skip over Fremantle with their delisted players.
So maybe him.
Travis Collier.
Oh,
Delisted.
we would.
Yeah.
How many-
He fits the mold, 171 centimetres.
What's the most goals Travis Collier ever kicked in a season? It wouldn't have been a lot.
I reckon
All right, we'll play higher or lower. Let's have a guess.
29.
29?
I reckon.
Gee, that's a lot.
I reckon 21.
21.
I reckon he barely cracked 20.
I reckon he had an all right season for Freo.
Okay, so would you say
Oh, for
29?
Freo.
29 for
21
Freo.
I'm going with.
15.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a hard
Yeah,
pass.
that's it.
And then Nathan Wilson was the other one from Freo who's been delisted. All right, who else have we got? Liam Henry, although apparently he wants to go to St Kilda, so he might not
I'd
be
take Liam Henry.
an option. Who else have we got here? Charlie Constable from Gold Coast, unrestricted free agent. Connor Blakely,
Mm,
Jed Anderson,
No,
Levi
Nah.
I
Levi
don't like
Casbolt,
Anderson.
nah.
Sam Day.
No, he's still on that list.
Just for his name, someone called Oscar Forkhead.
Get him in.
Brucey, Braden Bruce, back at Ruckman.
I don't know.
Nah.
Callan Ward.
He actually played really well the other night.
Yeah, I'd probably maybe consider it again for similar reasons.
Lachlan Keefe or Matthew Flynn from GWS. Keefe can play defence.
Maybe
can't he?
Lockie Keefe, yeah. Maybe.
We need someone. Hawthorn players: Emerson Jecker,
Nah.
Jacob Kaczynski,
Nah.
He's a no.
Jai Sarong. Wrong Sarong. We don't want him.
Yeah.
Melbourne, some guy called Jake Melksham. Never heard of him. Luke Dunstan.
Poor thing.
Luke
poor
Dunstan.
thing.
They would have won if he was playing. All right, North
On a kick
Melbourne.
straight.
North Melbourne. Geez, a lot of North Melbourne players on here. Phoenix Spicer, just for his name. I've kind of gone through all the other ones there as well.
Unbelievable names.
Trent Dumont,
No.
Hugo Ralph Smith.
No.
So I'm assuming it's not pronounced this, but this guy's first name is Mate. His name is Mate Kalina and he plays for Richmond. Mate. Surely it's Mate.
Mate.
Yeah.
Club
it's
Mate.
Yeah, but surely Mate Kalina. Why not? Hunter Clark had a contract at St Kilda. Not a restricted free agent.
No, he can't kick.
Daniel McKenzie, Jimmy Webster, Liam Stocker. Although I think he said the other day he loves St Kilda, so maybe not. Tom Campbell, backup ruckman. Tom Highmore.
No.
Well, that's Zach Jones.
No. Clogging our list.
Nick Caulfield. No,
Oh, he was like
I
a
can't
first round
remember a lot
draft
of
pick.
these people.
He was
a
a first round draft pick.
was he?
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
a
wow.
defender.
Wonder
I don't think he's ended up.
I wonder if anyone's
being
still
that
listening. Dylan Stevens. I think he said he wants to go to North.
Yeah, I think he's selected them.
Lewis Melican, unrestricted free agent, plays defence.
Sure.
Could be cheap if we don't get Mackay.
Sure. Yeah.
Why not?
You're so flat now. You're so flat.
These are the options that we've got.
Will Gould.
I feel like we're at the reger at Coles.
Yeah.
Right. And there's just like you've got like the cherry ripe and the Snickers and the extra, and you just
No,
at the end and you're just looking
it's
at,
one of those.
at your girlfriend. You're like, should we just get like a pack of chewy? And she's just, yeah, sure.
No, what were those ones that were like? They started with M. Maybe they were like Boosts, but like a cheap version of a Boost.
Okay.
Energy drinks, energy chocolate bars.
Oh.
Do you remember they were like maroon or something?
Moro.
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 They're in the favourites box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. He's a Moro.
He's a Morrow. Okay.
Get him in.
Yeah. You need a couple Moros in every favourites box.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe we should have done some Essendon trivia.
Essendon.
What was that game we were playing? 20 questions.
Well, you want to play 20 questions to finish off?
I feel like there's no one listening anyway.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'll
Can we
pick
play 5 questions?
5 questions.
Yeah. Let's do 5.
No, hold on. All right. Let me pick a player. Just give me a second.
That scrap pile. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks everyone for
Yeah.
participating this
Thanks.
year.
Thanks for playing.
We appreciate you.
Scrap pile. We'll all be on the pile soon enough. So, all right. Okay. I have a player. All right. 20 questions.
20. Okay.
All right. All right. Cool. All right. I'm ready to go.
So have they played since 2015?
Yes.
Whoa, recent. Are they still on the list?
Yes.
Ooh.
Are they in the starting 22?
No.
Now I'm just going straight to players. Are they under 180 centimeters?
No. No.
Are they a defender?
Yes. They have played as a defender.
Are they?
Oh.
They're not playing in the senior side at the moment. What was the question?
Yeah, no. So
No.
they're not a starting 22 player.
No.
They have played as a defender.
They have it. Yeah. They have like this season. They were not a starting 22 player.
Over 180. Over 180.
Yeah. Wow.
Got-
Geez, I've really blanked out here. You go.
No, well, so let's have a little bit of dialogue here. Jimmy Stewart, maybe?
Oh yeah, go. Yeah.
It is James.
James
Stewart.
Stewart. Yeah.
Nice,
Well done.
nice.
Well done.
All right.
Because technically, the club hasn't delisted him yet.
Yeah.
Although it's been reported, he's technically still on the
Very
list
nice.
a good one.
until said otherwise.
Love it.
Alrighty.
Very good. Very good, fellas. He's been playing since 2013. How about that?
For the Dons? No. For the
GWS.
Giants.
GWS.
For the Giants.
Yeah. Because I think him...
He was meant to...
Him...
Collingwood turned him down as a father-son, and then he went up to GWS.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because him, Setterfield, and Shield all played... Oh, no, not Setterfield, sorry.
I was going to say Setterfield.
No, it would have been Setterfield. Him and Shield and someone else
Smith.
played under Sheedy.
Yeah, Devon Smith.
Devon
was-
Smith, probably.
Yeah, Devon
Yeah.
Smith. There you go. Which is funny, which is whack to think. All right, boys. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good to be back.
Good to
Yep.
be back.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for this excuse of a podcast that we've just put together.
We're currently on the scrap pile.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've
I'm
scrapped.
Oh, mate, I was the first thing on the pile. Don't get me wrong. But thank you, everyone who has listened to the show throughout the year and watched on YouTube. I'll be doing more YouTube videos over the next month or so with some trade stuff as things come to light. And if we do have any big news, we'll do some pods. I don't know. I might do some stuff as well on the side if I can think of things to do. Maybe hit up some other Essendon people to do some
Mykonos,
stuff.
maybe?
Maybe I'll go live in Mykonos.
Yeah.
Trying to organise a date with Cal to come in, but he's just the most wanted man in the world, basically. So
Yeah.
Especially around now.
yeah, I literally hit him up like the day after Essendon season was done. I'm like, when are you free? He's just like, we've just been trying to figure something out. So that might come at some point. Of course, we'll come back and do a trade wrap after trade window. Sash W is on every single week while the women's season is on. They do a great job there. So make sure you tune into that if you like your women's Dons footy.
Going well?
Going very well.
Yeah.
2 wins and a loss. So good start to the season.
Great start.
Improving on last year. So happy with that. Not sure if I've got any other updates, to be honest. Dons footy, baby.
Dons footy.
Let's hope.
Footy.
Look, let's just hope that we don't wake up in a nightmare to a Carlton Collingwood grand final.
Oh.
Let's just hope.
Who would you go for?
I wouldn't.
If we,
It would have to be Collingwood.
I think it would
it's
be.
going to be Carlton for me.
Really?
I just hate Collingwood. I don't like them.
The 17 flags is what
Yeah,
gets me.
yeah.
That's why I'd go
I
for
hate Carlton more, but then them going to an extra flag would hurt. And then
Yep,
my
yep.
girlfriend unfortunately goes for Collingwood.
But Collingwood would then equal 16. It'd be 16 apace.
Yeah.
Although a lot of people don't give a shit about it because, they basically view it from like 91.
Yep.
But us who like to cling on to the past as Essendon supporters.
The glory days.
The glory
Yeah,
days.
it's still on to 2000.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Oh, well, thanks, everyone. Go Bombers.
Thank you.
We'll see you all
See you
soon.
next year.
See you next year.
Bye.